My name is Ricardo Benitez, and I was born without my femur bones. Growing up, it was tough because I didn't know why God made me this way. I really felt like I did something wrong, and this was God's way of punishing me. I grew up really mad. I grew up really angry because of the way God made me. All I wanted to do growing up was to play football. I grew up in Texas, and all I wanted to do was to play football like all the other kids around me. If you grow up in Texas, everyone plays football. That's just a thing that everybody does. And I wanted to play football too. There was a Pee Wee coach who wouldn't let me on the football team. And it broke my heart because I just wanted to play like the other, 7-year-olds are playing. And that Pee Wee coach said, I'm not letting you on my team. I ended up finding a pediatrician to clear me to play football in middle school. And I played in 7th grade. But I was still, learning or, trying to accept that the way God made me. And it was still hurt. And it probably hurt a lot more then because I was playing football. But I also couldn't play the football to the ability that I wanted to play. I wanted to play on the field like the other kids were playing, and I would get into games, but I'd get in at the end of the game, get a snap at the end of the game, and that was cool. But it sucked because I wanted to play the whole entire game, but I just couldn't because I was born with my femur bones. I just couldn't play like the other kids were playing. I was gonna quit football. I was gonna just quit everything because there's no point even trying because I'll never be what I want to be. I'll never be the star player. I'll just quit everything. So the summer going into 8th grade. I went to a summer camp for kids with physical disabilities, and I met this young boy who did not have the ability to walk, and he's in a wheelchair. And we became friends throughout the week. And at the end of the week, I told him, I was like, "Yeah, I play football at my middle school," and I showed him pictures. I showed him pictures of me playing, me with the pads and the game action that I got. And he looked at them, and he was just so amazed. And he goes, "Wow, you play football. I want to be like you." And in that moment, my life was changed because no one wanted to be like me. Not even I wanted to be like me. From that moment on, I made a commitment to myself that I don't care that I don't have my femur bones because I can still run. And even though I can't run like the people around me, it's still an ability I have. I don't care if I'll never, be the star football player on my team. I can still play football my own way. I'm going to use all the abilities that God has gifted me to their fullest potential, to their fullest ability. And that was my commitment because there's people around me who would love to even stand, who would love to even walk, who would love to even run. So that was my commitment to myself, that I'm going to use everything that God gave me, and even though it's not the way that I wish it could, it's still a way. And from that moment on, I was just going to commit myself to not only playing football in high school, but to play football in college as well. Glory to God that I was cleared to play football in high school. I was cleared to do all the conditioning, all the running, all the sprints, all the lifts. I was able to do all the football drills. I was able to make the tackles. I was able to get tackled. Just like all the other high school football players around the nation, a majority of them have the goal or have the dream of playing at the next level. And that was my dream too. I didn't care to have any femur bones. I was going to go make it happen. Because when you have a dream, you do everything you can to make it happen. So Baylor University's football team holds a high school football camp where they recruit all the high school prospects around the nation who want to get scouted, who would, want to go play the next level. So I went there. I went to that football camp and I did all of the receiver drills. I caught passes. I ran routes. I did everything that the other receivers were doing who went there, and I was pleased with my performance. And that was kind of it. So my senior season goes by, and I'm on the journey of finding a team who would want to take me as a player. And in January of 2018, I get a call from one of the football coaches at Baylor, and they told me, "We want you to come on this team as a player. We want you to be a football player for our program. We want you to do all the things you're able to do. If you come here, you're going to be able to, practice. You're going to be able to run, lift. You'll even be able to hold kicks." And in that moment, I was so happy because for the first time in my life, a football team wanted me. I didn't have to go advocate myself or try to go prove something because they wanted me. And that was one of the greatest moments of my life with that phone call. In April of 2018, I announced my commitment of going to school there and playing football there as well. So in early of August 2018, I had to defer my admission to Baylor because I didn't have the funds to go there. Baylor is $60,000 a year, and I just couldn't afford that. I just couldn't afford it. My dream was to go play college football, and the fact that money was in the way just hurt me so much. Thankfully, a bunch of people who wanted to see me live out my dream, came together and they raised over $40,000, and I was able to send me to Baylor for the next 2 years. And I promise you, if I would have known what would have happened at Baylor when I got there, I would have not have taken a single penny. I would have not taken anything. I would not have asked for anything. I wouldn't have even gone to Baylor in the first place if I knew what would happen next. So when I get to Baylor, I'm eager to start. I'm eager to get my cleats, get my jersey, get my pads. Start practicing, start being a full player, start living my dream, start doing what I set out there to do. I'm constantly going to the medical staff. I'm telling them, when do I start? When can I get cleared? When can I start? And they just kept pushing it back. And I knew something wasn't right. So what I would do to stay in shape, because I wanted to be ready when my time would come, was I would run gassers after practice. And one day, even the head coach at the time, Matt Rule, joined me. So he knew my ability. They knew my ability. In October 2018, I get called in a meeting with Matt Rule and the team physician, David Haynes, and some other doctor people. It's all over my Twitter. You can go read it. And they told me that they're not going to clear me. They told me that I'm going to get injured if I get hit in practice, and that I'm going to get injured from running, and that if I'll never be able to walk again, or if I get injured from all this, and it's just the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life. I told them that no one's going to hit me. I'm not asking to get in a game. I'm not asking to get in a 7-on-7. I'm just asking to work out with the team. I told them that I'm willing to do a conditioning test to at least try to change their mind, to at least show them that I can do it. I looked at Matt Rule dead in the eyes. I said, we did gassers after practice, last week. And you've seen me run. And I told him that they saw me at the football camps. They saw me do all the drills, and they called me to come here. They said that if I come here, that I'll be able to do all the things I'm able to do. And then when I get here, you guys change your minds all of a sudden and saying they're not going to clear me. I told them that I was cleared in high school, and that what I would be doing here is no different than what I did in high school. And I didn't have any injuries in high school. They called me, and they said that if I come here, my dream would be fulfilled. And when I get here, they just take it away. I felt betrayed, and I was furious. I was just so broken from that. I was allowed to lift with the injured group, but it was so degrading for me because I'm not even injured. Being born with a physical disability is not an injury. It's just the way I was born. And even when I would go lift with the injured group, I would be set aside to lift with the student trainer. So I wouldn't even be allowed to lift with any of the groups. I'd be set aside to lift with the student trainer. I was allowed to dress out, and I chose to dress out because that's always been a dream of mine, to put on, a college uniform and be in the sidelines in a college uniform. But I realized that at the end of the day that I'm just playing dress up when I do that, because I'm not really, I'm not cleared. So I decided not to do that after my freshman year, and I decided not to lift with the injured group after my freshman year, just because if you're going to clear me, you're going to clear me for everything, not just parts of things. I didn't come to Baylor to play dress up and to be, set apart from everybody else. I came to Baylor to be on the football team and be included with everything like they said I would. So going into my second year, I had to find a way to change David Haynes, the team physician's mind, and everybody else who was backing up his decision. So I went out and I met with an orthopedic surgeon named J.A. Tony Herring, MD, who specializes in developmental dysplasia of the hips. And he evaluated me, and he cleared me to play college football. He cleared me to play college sports. And he gave me a clearance letter saying those things, that I'm cleared to do everything. I'm cleared to, play college sports. And that moment when I got that letter, I was so happy because, maybe I can stay at Baylor and fulfill my dream, because I love that school, and I really wanted to stay there as much as I can. And I gave that letter to the vice president AD, and I told him to give this to David Haynes, to give this to all the medical people on that side. And I really want to be cleared now. I mean, this should clear me. And David Haynes gets that letter, and he informs me that he still won't clear me, that he will never clear me to play sports at Baylor, and that was his final decision, and there's nothing that could change it. And I just tore me apart, because I can do these things. I can run. I can play football. I can do these things. And I truly do believe that David Haynes is an ableist, and I think that I do believe that he has ableism beliefs and that he is an ableist. Like, I have the ability to do it, and it just hurts because they called me to go there, and they said that my dream would happen if I go there. So a bunch of people donated money for me to go there. And I don't like asking people for money. I don't. That's not who I am. They said that they didn't clear me because they were worried about my health, and they want to do what's best for my health. But like, mentally, the past 2 years, it's just been like a war. Just like them not clearing me. That whole entire process of that just really messed me up in the head. I lost myself for a bit. Like, when they didn't clear me, like in October 2018, like I didn't even eat for like 3 days. Like I couldn't even sleep. I mean, it just sucked. And it sucks even more that I have to leave that school because I really love my friends there. And I say this full-heartedly, like the guys in the Baylor football team, like everyone in that locker room is so freaking nice, and they're just there's just some of the greatest people I ever met. I was really nervous at first going and being on the college football team because I didn't know how someone would react how someone would react, but they all loved me from the first moment I got in there. I felt like I was a part of the family already my first day there, and I wasn't public about me not being cleared. I wasn't public about what's going on, and I don't know where I would be if it wasn't for their friendship. They saved my life every day there, and they didn't even know it just by their friendship. I mean, they really saved my life, and I will. And I'm gonna miss them. I made a decision not to return to Baylor University. It was like $70,000 plus to finish out my degree for the next 2 years, and I just couldn't justify that, especially when I wasn't on the football team the way I wanted it to be. I can go pay $25,000 at a Texas public school for 2 years and not be in the football team there. I think if Baylor was affordable, I would have stayed because I really did love the school. I really loved the people there. I mean, I speak for myself. Like, I've never had a bad interaction with any students on campus. I loved all the professors there. This is like a crazy, so I would go to Witch at Baylor, and I made like friends with the workers there. And I became friends. And I ran a marathon in Waco, and I started the race at 4 a.m. 2 of the workers from Witch were there at my marathon at 4 a.m. Like, I love that place. I love Waco. I did a marathon there. All I wanted to do was to be a football player at Baylor University, and I did everything I could to make it happen, but these people just can't see it. I don't know if there's a team out there that will clear me. I don't know. I don't know. But I have to go find out, and if there's not, then I can live with that, and I can definitely live with not being $70,000 in debt either. So it really was the best decision to leave, and I'm gonna miss my friends so much, and that's like the worst part, is I'm really gonna miss them. What's next for me is, maybe finding a school that will clear me, finding a school that's affordable, that I can be on the football team the way I want to be. I'm also going to be pursuing YouTube like crazy for the next year, because that's something that I've really had something in me recently has been telling me to stay consistent and to pursue YouTube. So I'm going to be doing that. I'm going to be working. So just don't listen to the lies. Don't listen to the doubt or the fear that tells you not to do it. Don't listen to people that says you can't, or that it's pointless, or that you won't make it, because you can make it. You can do anything you really put your mind to. You can do anything you put your mind to, and I know that's cheesy and that's corny, but it's so true. They lie when they say you can't. Those doctors at Baylor lie. Anybody who says that I can't do something that I put my mind to is a liar. Anybody who tells you that you can't do something that you put your mind to is a liar. God has given me so many gifts and abilities, and I have to go use them to their fullest potential. And God has blessed you watching with so much ability and so much purpose and so many gifts. Like, you're a valuable person. And for a while, I thought I didn't have any more value, but I do. There's nothing I can't do. I just have to keep running. Don't look back. Don't listen to the lies. Don't stop running. Pursue your horizon. Bro, what is that dog doing? Bro, that dog is like 50 feet away. It's barking his freaking head off. Hey, dog, I'm filming a Why I'm Leaving Baylor University video. Please shut up. Hopefully that dog's okay. Literally 50 feet away, like 100 feet away. You hear it? All right. Oh my gosh.